As I was quickly growing tired of the resort vibe, I decided to book one of the only tours that I could find to explore the island of Tenerife. The tour would take me through impressive Teide National Park for views of its namesake volcano before continuing north to the quaint seaside town of Ico de los Vinos and the surreal village of Masca, located high in the mountains above Tenerife. I'm usually not a fan of guided tours, but at only €25, this was the most efficient way to see the island both in terms of price and time.
One thing I will say, if you are planning on taking a tour of this type, don't book on Expedia. I made the mistake of doing so, but everybody around me is paying €26. That's the going rate. 25, I think, plus a service fee. I ended up paying 55 Canadian on Expedia, which is about €35. So book locally and you'll get a better deal. So this is the typical coffee here in the Canary Islands, and basically it is condensed milk on the bottom with liqueur 43, coffee, of course, and then topped with a little bit of cream and cinnamon. So let's give it a try. It's €250. Pretty interesting. It's really sweet, though. It probably could be, they can cut back on the condensed milk a little bit, but it's pretty good. That's a lot of sugar. Well, we've just arrived here in Teide National Park. You can see just how rugged and beautiful the terrain is here. All these lava rock formations at the base of the volcano. Reminds me a lot of Utah and Arizona and the United States. And right ahead of me there is the Volcan Teide. So the Teide volcano, which is one of the highest volcanoes in the world. I believe she said the highest in the world from its base to its peak, and that's including the underwater portion. So just walking down towards the volcano for some views. Pretty stunning national park. You can see why so many people want to come out here. A pretty incredible geology around here. So these are all old lava plugs. Just get a sense of the scope of this thing. I mean, it's so huge. These lava plugs are towers, basically, little mountains of themselves. Really beautiful. Almost at that lava field, right up ahead. Pretty nice hiking path as well. They've put a lot of money into developing the national park and putting together some nice hiking trails. And I guess there are no predatory animals here whatsoever, so you can walk around with full confidence. You can also see, if you look really closely, there's the cable car there. So they do have a cable car that runs to the top of it that costs €29, but it's not included in this tour, and they don't give you any time to do it. So not going to happen on this trip. It is just an absolutely beautiful place. So you can see that massive lava field from the last eruption right at the base of the volcano. I have a mere 15 minutes before that bus pulls away, so unfortunate. I'm going to try to see if I can make it to the edge of the lava field. I should be able to. If you do come to Tenerife, make sure you get on a tour and enjoy the island a little bit like this. There is a lot to see here, and it's huge. We were driving for about an hour and a half to get up here, so it's a huge island. I mean, I guess the roads are pretty slow. It's not huge, but there's a lot more to see than the coastal resorts. So bear that in mind if you come to Tenerife. And a massive expanse of lava right there as well. So cool. 30 minutes here is not enough, that's for sure. So I'm going to be turning around now. I got to get back to the bus. I only have 6 minutes, so I got to rush. But absolutely beautiful views of the Teide volcano. So this is the Pico volcano on the other side of Tide. And this volcano last erupted, she said, in 1790, I believe it was, or around that time. So you can see the blackness of the lava flow on the side of the mountain. Kind of nice to be out in the actual villages here, not stuck in the resorts. Cute little village too. Some really beautiful color on some of the buildings here in Ico de los Vinos. And a stray cat. So this is the Drago Millenario, or the 1,000-year-old Drago tree, which is actually about 800 years old. It's pretty impressive. It looks like it's a type of cactus by the looks of it. It smells really good here. It brings me back to Australia. I wonder if there's some eucalyptus here or something. It's got a very peculiar scent to it. It's really hard to describe. I'm going to go check out the village now. I have no idea where my group went. They kind of went around a corner and then they're gone. So I hope I get back to that bus okay. So you can see some really beautiful architecture here in Ico de los Vinos. The town square is right here. And I have lost my group. Not too worried though. They're going for lunch, so they're not leaving town. I just have to track down whatever restaurant they went to. Really nice traditional houses. I was able to track down the tour group by calling the office, which is embarrassing, but whatever. That's the nature of being a vlogger. I keep stopping to take photos and I lose people. It is what it is. So this is, without a doubt, Africa, and you can see that here in this massive expanse of banana trees pretty much everywhere. So yes, politically it is part of Europe, but this is geographically Africa, and we are pretty much parallel to Western Sahara. Definitely recommend this tour. I mean, if you can actually get it for 26 euros, they do take you to some incredible spots. And you know, there's a lot of driving for sure, because there's a lot of ground to cover in the day, but it is a pretty good tour in terms of what you're able to see in a short amount of time. This was a typical style Canarian house, so the protruding rocks are kind of interesting. It's really cool. So this honey rum is 2 euros. It's very sweet, but it's actually really good. So from here, my understanding is we're going to be heading to Masca, which is the really beautiful little town perched atop a cliff in the mountains. So as you can see, there's some really incredible coastal views here. This is the town of Garachico. Really beautiful spot right on the north coast of Tenerife. That was a close call.
Madre Dios Santísima. Sí, pero despacito, ahí viene otra guagua. Sí.
Trying to slow down a little bit.
Vete despacito porque ahí viene otra, bueno, está aquí ya, pero vete despacio que viene más guagua, ¿vale?
Really steep cliffs here. Very beautiful scenery here in Masca. So I'm just following the guide here. We're going to go to the center of the small village. You can see that winding road up there. It's crazy. So just walking in the village of Masca, this is a very beautiful area. And this reminds me 100% of the Drakensberg in South Africa. So similar. Or anywhere in Lesotho. Really scary episode with that bus, though. Oh my goodness, that bus could have flipped and we would have been in the ravine very quickly. You can tell he is from here and he's done this a lot. So it is an absolutely beautiful setting here. I can't really believe my eyes. Really beautiful place. And this stone church is just so cute. Really cool. And this is the main town square with this massive tree. See where we've come from. Just hugging the cliff right here. So cool. He is struggling. And these curves are so tight that you can barely fit a bus in. This is dedication, honestly. Oh my goodness.
Anybody here? I want to take the place with that driver?
Wow. Crazy. So the bus is so long that he can't actually make any of these curves hardly. So he has to stop and then back up to make most of them. So impressive. Just the engineering of it all is impressive as well. After a fairly long day, 8-hour tour, I am back in Fanyabe Beach, which is very hard to pronounce. Fanyabe. Let's count the shuttered businesses. Pretty depressing. We have a bit of a situation. So yesterday, the European Union voted to ban Canadian travelers from the European Union, from the Schengen area. I'm already in the Schengen area, so I don't know what that means. I'm guessing it's for new arrivals into the Schengen area, but if it isn't, I don't think they're going to deport me. But I do think it's going to make it very hard to go from country to country. So I might be stuck in Spain for a long while. I'm guessing it's going to not be too quick to implement, because every country gets to make their own decision on this. It's just a recommendation to ban Canadian travelers. It's enough to make me not really sure about what to do next. So I'm gonna stick with the Canary Islands right now, do some more sightseeing here, kind of carry me through into next week, likely, and then either go to Portugal, if they let me, or to the Spanish mainland. It looks like it's getting bad worldwide, so I feel safe here because numbers are low, but again, it's feeling more like March or April at this point.